Aries, great big welcome to you. This is your tarot reading for March. Tarot reading for March coming from the mountains of Java. A tarot reading for March blessed by the spirits of Java. And I'm going to be using the Nusantara tarot pack. So hopefully you find it a little bit different. I hope you'll enjoy it, Aries. And if you do and you're not already a subscriber, please become one. Certainly please give it a you like, make a comment, because it all helps me in terms of these blasted algorithms. But above all, Aries, welcome, and I really hope you enjoy it. I really do. Now I'll be using probably 2 decks, but out of 3 decks. So the first deck is Tarot Nusantara, the second deck is the Steampunk deck, and the third deck is the Light Visions Tarot. Tarot Nusantara is actually a new one to me, which I love, whereas the Light Visions I've struggled with as a result of the rendering. Although I think I'll grow into it, I will keep using it and coming back to it. You can see on all of them I'm using quite a lot of salt, and that's to clear the energy and the spirits from them, something that I do fairly regularly with my tarot. And I also, you'll see a number of Jimat there that I use just to bring a good energy to the tarot and to my reading. And I call on the spirits of the mountains to assist me in shuffling the cards, in selecting the right cards, and interpret them for Aries for March 2022. Aries. I suppose, like all readings, there's some good and some bad bits in this. Overall, you look at that central card, the overall energy is you needing to take rest and recuperation. Well, there's a lot happening in this reading. Maybe that's all it is, but I think we should read more into it. That card gives an energy that runs throughout the entire reading. In the past, we have the Star card. Hope, maybe even spiritual rebirth. A very interesting card, particularly to have there. Your current energy is the 3 of Pentacles, teamwork, needing to work with others. And your future energy is the 7 of Cups, many opportunities, not all of them good opportunities. The energy impacting on the outcome is the Empress, a very strong card, a very knowledgeable card, somebody that's in tune with both her inner feelings and her brain. Somebody that enjoys the good things in life, somebody that is happy and imparts that happiness on others. Now, almost in contrast, the energy that would negatively impact on the outcome is the Devil card. So these are all the sort of negative things in life, possibly attachments, possibly addictions. And the outcome is the Justice card, which I think we have to conclude that it's justice for you. But I can't see what the thing that you've been hard done by is. So, I don't know, but it does feel like you're going to get justice. It could be physical justice, it could clearly be through the courts, or it could simply be talking of karma here. I wonder if your rest is an illness or an injury. Then these things would make more sense. But that's clearly me reading far more into these cards than I've been told yet. So let's look at each individually. Yeah, and the energy running through it all is the 4 of Swords. Card of rest and recuperation. Normally a card of rest and recuperation after a busy period. You look at the card. I mean, it is a sarcophagus. There's no hiding it. It's a sarcophagus. And And some people say it's about death, but I don't see that at all. It is about rest. He's got a sword by his side, so he's been fighting some battles. But I think he is ready to get up and fight more battles. It's just he's taking a well-earned rest right now. And now it could be enforced upon you. So what would a well-earned rest being enforced upon you be? It could be illness. It could be injury or illness. So I do need to be mindful of that you've in some way been injured or ill, and maybe somebody is responsible for that. This is an energy running through all of the cards. So I need to be mindful of that as I look at each of the other cards. But right now we don't really know what it is. I don't want to read too much into it. Now in your recent past we have a lovely card, the Star card, a card of hope, card of renewal, even spiritual renewal, new things coming to you, great hope in it, great hope. You see the stars in the sky of that's indicative of that hope. Tipping out what could be wine. So is there an element of temperance to it? I think he's bathing. Is it a he or a she? It could be a she, this one. It's a she, isn't it? She's bathing. So this is almost like a baptism, isn't it? A rebirth, a spiritual rebirth. It's a lovely card, but that was in the past. And I just don't know how this is impacting on the rest of this, but it should be. I'm looking at the card that runs through it, the Four of Swords, the rest and recuperation. This was a card of hope and spiritual rebirth. I think there's something between those two, but I haven't yet grasped it. Now your current energy is the Three of Pentacles. And this is a card of teamwork. This is a card of not being able to achieve things without others, having to rely on others. And if you look at the card, well, it looks like he's a wood carver, he's carving that door. And, you know, maybe they're just holding up the plans for him, holding his tools. Doesn't seem as though they're helping him a great deal, does it? But, you know, if they're building what looks like a chapel, it could be a temple way. Could be a palace, couldn't it? Could be anything, really, I suppose. But he's only a wood carver. They'll need stonemasons, they'll need all sorts of people to be able to achieve the whole. So even though you've got your skills, they may be too narrowly defined to achieve what you want to achieve. You need to look towards others. These cards are seeming disjointed, aren't they, so far? There's not a story coming out. And your future energy, we have the Seven of Cups. These are opportunities. A multitude of opportunities. Now, for Aquarius we've had this card, and I've said it was investment opportunities. But I have no idea what this reading is about at this moment in time. So I can't say that, they're just opportunities. And some of them are good. There's a nice reef in one. There's what looks to be a pagoda in another. One has got a cover over it and you've no idea what it is. But another's got a snake in it and you wouldn't want it. Now if you're having to make just one choice, clearly it's very important. But with the last reading, there's a very strong indication that you made more than one, possibly all of these investment opportunities as they were in that reading. And while one went horribly wrong, the rest more than made up for it. So I always say something like that about this card, but we really don't know. We really don't at this stage know quite what it's about, but certainly there's something of a warning that not all is what it seems. Now, the energy impacting on the outcome is the Empress card. She's a lovely person. She is strong, but it's an inner strength. She's somebody that balances her head and her heart, but very much outwardly it seems to be her heart. Somebody that can read the emotions of others and knows how to deal with the emotions of others. In general, she deals with things through spreading joy and happiness. She likes the good things in life, but she shares those. And she's the sort of person that makes everybody happy. Yes, she's indulgent in luxury, but she wants everybody to enjoy that luxury. Now, looking at this card, I suppose it does say all of that. And the one thing it doesn't say, which this card sometimes is associated with, is a pregnancy. And that pregnancy needn't necessarily be a physical pregnancy. It could be a new job, a new business, new venture. But that doesn't come out as strongly, does it? No. In fact, what comes out more strongly is she's in touch with nature, because she's sitting on her throne out there in the outdoors. Again, I don't know how relevant it is, because I'm just not getting the measure of this spread just yet. And the card that can negatively impact on the outcome is the Devil card. Addictions, unhealthy attachments. I mean, you look at the card, there they are, they're definitely attached to the rock with the devil on it. And now we have had the Empress, which is all about luxury and sharing that luxury, sharing that joy. She's the sort of person that sort of spends a lot of time in a spa. But she'd encourage, well, she'd even pay for her friends, and maybe not friends, people she hardly knows, to come to the spa with her. Indulgence. Whereas the Devil card is almost like you leading a Champagne Charlie lifestyle all to yourself. Sitting in your bedsit, snorting cocaine, all by yourself. Can you see the difference in energy with those two? So juxtapositioning those, that's quite powerful. But I'm still not clearer on what is going on here. I'm not, no. Because the outcome is the Justice card. Now, I'm absolutely certain this is justice for you. But I don't know how you've been wronged. Maybe you were wronged in this Seven of Cups, but that's the future. So I don't see that as where you've been wronged. The only thing I can think, I'm going back to what I said when I first saw these cards, and that is we have this Four of Swords, which could be that you've been injured. Maybe you've suffered an injury. We did have that Three of Pentacles card, the card of teamwork. Have you suffered an industrial injury? And is this you getting your compensation? Do you know, I think it might be. Because of the Empress card would be very much about seeking sort of natural remedies to this injury. Going outside, enjoying the fresh air. Whereas the Devil card maybe wasn't sitting at home with cocaine, but with opiates. You know, maybe you've had an industrial injury, you're unable to work, you're in great pain, And the Empress is saying, well, you can relieve that pain through natural means, particularly through your own mind and happiness, getting out into the fresh air. And the Devil card is saying, no, do prescription opiates, or maybe they're not prescription opiates. Gosh, I haven't often rushed with this. Let's have a look at, let's get some clarification, Clarification I seek is on this Devil card. And the first card of clarification is the Five of Wands. Card of conflict, card of arguments. The next card we get is the Four of Wands, a card of celebration. And the final card is the Six of Wands, a card of moving on and dumping baggage. Now this Five of Wands, this is people moving in sort of different directions. They might be trying to do the same thing, but it's not being communicated to them. It feels a little bit like Manchester United, if you ask me. Completely disjointed, full of stars, and none of them willing to work together, probably because they've not had a vision communicated to them. There's no real view of how they should be doing things. Now that does tie in. Remember that I'm saying that maybe he had an industrial injury. That does tie in with the Three of Pentacles, the teamwork, but that the teamwork isn't working. And you know, if you're working in a team, but there isn't that communication of what you should be doing, then industrial injuries could occur, couldn't they? They could occur. Yeah. I wonder. Now we have the Four of Wands. It's a card of celebration, a card of celebration with family and friends. Could be quite a minor celebration, but nevertheless a good time, a time to relax, a time to enjoy yourself. Now that relaxation does fit in with the Four of Swords, doesn't it? And these are both fours. So there is a tie between those two. Have I got things wrong? But then why have we got the Devil card here? Do you know what I think this is? I think I might be wrong that it's an industrial injury. I think it's an injury that occurred at a family or at some sort of celebration. But clearly, because if we get the Justice card, the venue or, you know, the organiser or someone other than you is responsible for the injury. Somebody is responsible for the injury. Yeah, because we get justice. So I think it wasn't an industrial injury. Oh, there's the teamwork. There's the teamwork. Good. I don't know. So, it might be an industrial injury, it might be an injury at a celebration. I wonder if the celebration card is pointing to the opiate addiction, the initial relief, the initial joy we get from opiates. I wonder. But now we have the Six of Swords, which to my mind is saying that you need to move on from it. So whatever happened, you need to stop dwelling on it. Put it in the back of your mind. Move on. Forgive and forget. Release the baggage. And paradoxically, if you can forgive and forget and release the baggage, then you will get justice. And so the Devil card might, I mean, it could be about opiate addiction. But it could be simply that you're consumed with anger, consumed with wanting retribution. And what the universe is saying is you don't get retribution that way. If you forgive and forget, then the universe will grant you justice. Maybe got nothing whatsoever to do with opiates then. Maybe. You know, maybe it's not about addiction. This devil is just about you. Well, you are addicted to hatred, as it were. You see, this card, they're moving on. They're dumping sandbags, so they're dumping baggage. How terribly interesting. Well, I think we can summarise, but it's not just one interpretation, is it, for you, Aries? Aries, although I can understand the energies in this, there's a few interpretations of them, so I'm not going to give you as strong a story as I often give. In the past, there was some sort of a renewal, some sort of a great hope for something. I wonder, was this something to do with work? Getting a new job, great hope. Because you've had to work as a team with others. You've had to work as a team with others. But I don't think that worked out particularly well because there wasn't a great vision of how you should be doing things. And that resulted in conflict. That resulted in arguments. And I think, in all likelihood, you've suffered an industrial injury. I might be wrong about that. I might be wrong. Of course, we've got these opportunities here. Not all are what they seem. No, I don't know. I don't know. You're going to get justice for it, providing you can release the baggage, providing you can approach it in a loving, empathetic way, in a way that's in touch with your feminine side. So if it, for example, was an industrial injury, stop being bitter about it, stop filling your heart full of hatred, forgive the people, and if you can forgive them and release them, you are actually going to get justice from the universe. You are. Maybe that's where the Seven of Cups comes in, because there's different ways of seeing what has happened. You can fill your heart with, they were to blame, you know, I deserve this, I deserve that. You can fill your heart with that sort of sense of entitlement. Or you can just say, well, these things happen. Now I need to get on with my life and be as happy as I can be. Or you can dwell on it. And maybe dwelling on it even includes becoming addicted to either prescription or street opiates. And if you do wallow in your negativity, you're not going to get justice. But if you can escape that negativity, see the joy in life, even though it might be difficult, you know, if you've been injured, but see the hope in life and the joy in life, then the universe is going to reward you for it. Yeah. So sorry I can't be completely explicit on what it is, but I think this is a very strong message that you can either see things negatively or you can see them positively. And if you see them positively, then the universe will reward you. Well, I do hope you've enjoyed Tarot from Java as an addition to my channel, The Magic of Java. Please take a look at the other videos that I have on this channel about magic from Java, and I hope that you will become a subscriber. Now, if you want to hear your next tarot reading, hit the button, and that will inform you of when I publish new readings. I'm certainly going to do a reading for every month, but maybe I will try them a bit more frequently, say a mid-month reading, and maybe also some special readings. But above all, thank you so much for listening to me. Thank you, and enjoy Java.